What is going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video. I did say I wasn't gonna make a video until this thing was done, but obviously that's not true because it's not done. I did get the speedster top, the side skirts, and now I'm just, about halfway done the diffuser. But the issue that I'm having is, which a lot of people are having with like supply companies and materials and stuff like that, I can't get this clear. Like I have about half a gallon or half a kit here. But it's this Matrix AG40. That is like the only clear that I've used like regularly and that I'm like pretty comfortable with using. And generally, I don't know, when you're doing something, you want to keep with the same product all the way through, so you don't have any reactions or anything like that. But I mean, this has been sitting for a while. I could put another clear over it, but I'm just really not comfortable switching at the very end, the final product like that you're gonna see. So I would really like to get that clear. But the unfortunate part is apparently it's been on back order for like 6 weeks now. And one of the like 3 supply companies I talked to gave me like expected like arrival date or whatever, and it's 2 weeks. But the other 2 said they have no idea, so that guy could have just been making it up. I'm not really sure why they would have no idea, but one guy would. So I'm basically kind of at a standstill. I mean, I still have to get that stuff all sanded, but the car has just been sitting like 100% ready to be cleared. I just need to clear. Like I said, I have about half a kit. Probably be enough to do the body, but I don't really want to risk it. I'd rather have extra. And there's really no sense getting the body done if, I got to wait 2 weeks or whatever for the body kit anyway. So yeah, I'm currently trying to find like someone with a kit of this, like with the hardener and the clear, like kind of in stock, like somebody maybe just sitting on a shelf or whatever, but I haven't had any luck. A couple of people have checked for me. They thought they had some, but they don't, which, it's not a big deal. I appreciate people trying. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wait the 2 weeks, which sucks. I have other stuff to do. Like I got to sand, reprime the spoiler, then I sand that, paint that. I also have some other things coming for the car, final little bits I have to paint. I also haven't really mentioned it, but I took the headlights apart and they've been sitting for a while, so I want to do like the lenses and then paint the basically the inner of the housings and stuff because they don't match. So I have stuff to do. It just really sucks that this is done and now it's just sitting before I can actually finally clear it. So anyways, in today's video, what we're going to be doing is using the trailer already, which is sick. Actually picking up another car, but it's not for me. I'm not the one buying another car, which is kind of unusual because it's usually me. But anyways, so my girlfriend Kate, she likes cars and stuff. She's pretty cool. She's been wanting like a project car, something cool, cool to make her own and just have fun with and whatever. So she wanted a Miata. I don't mind Miatas. Miatas are cool. So we found an NB1, which NB2 would be a lot cooler, but this one, it's a pretty okay deal. I mean, it does have like, we'll see. It's got some pretty big issues, but the really cool part about it, it only has like 95,000 kilometers, I think, which is like nothing. That's like, I don't even know. I'm gonna guess that maybe like 60, 70, 50,000 miles. I don't know. It's really low. It sat for a long time, but when it sits, just like everything, it's rusty. So we're gonna have some work to do there, but we're getting a pretty decent deal on it. And like I said, it's got low kilometers, so that's, pretty cool. I can handle the body work and stuff like that. So anyways, we're just gonna hook the trailer up. It's pretty local, so it's only like a 20-minute drive. I'm gonna go pick that up, drop it off here, and then maybe pull that in here and take a look at it. If I hear anything about the clear, I'll update on that, and yeah, we'll get to it. Sit. Go ahead. Stay. So, as you've seen, it is a Miata. It's a 99, so it's an NB1, which is okay. I honestly prefer the NBs over the NAs, but kind of the NB2 over the NB1, which is a different headlight and bumper setup. Looks a little more aggressive, but whatever. So this thing, admittedly, it's very rough. There's a lot of rust. You can see we have panels. It came with panels to replace what is rotten. Honestly, the one side of the rocker panel isn't that bad, but on the other side, the driver's side is really bad. So we have this because of that. I mean, it's solid back there, which is kind of surprising, but yeah, this is just completely gone. But the floor and like the rails and stuff underneath is actually like in really good shape. So yeah, the car is not perfect. It has doors off a different car, which are like completely rust free. The seams are really good. Got a giant dent, and the interior is like okay. And anybody who's like actually looked at Miatas, like tried to buy one, they're unbelievably expensive, like for what they are. There's no reason for them to be so expensive, but yeah, especially NBs, they range from like, I don't know, 8 grand to like 15 for like low kilometer ones. You can find some with like 200,000 kilometers, you know, around there in okay shape, but they all have a little bit of rust here and there for like 10 grand. So it's like, this was less than half of that. So it's not, you know, a terrible deal. It's got good bones, as they say. I mean, the low kilometers is a really cool part for me. I think that makes it pretty much worth it. But yeah, like I said, this is not for me. This is for Kate. And she's super excited. She wanted a Miata for a while. I don't know, she really likes it. So obviously, like, there's some pretty big plans for it. Probably not this year. Maybe just do some little stuff here and there, like clean it up a little bit, whatever. It needs a drive shaft because for whatever reason, it doesn't have a drive shaft, and an exhaust because the old one is there. We have it, but it's all rotten, and it should be replaced. So we're gonna do that. We're also gonna do the brakes. I think the front ones are okay, but the back ones are like not even on the car. But the guy I bought it from did a bunch of work under here. I mean, I like the red, that's pretty cool. But like the diff, everything's been out and sandblasted, powder coated and stuff like that. So he was doing, you know, good stuff to it. Just needs a little bit of love. So we're gonna weld up the rocker panels, weld up the quarter panels, trying to find some over fenders. We're gonna do like over fenders on the back and then wide fenders in the front. So like that doesn't matter. Majority of that doesn't matter. We'll weld in whatever we need to from there to there. And then obviously we're gonna have side skirts and a body kit and stuff like that, but we still wanna fix the structure of the car. So that's gonna have to get fixed. Not a big deal, because we actually have like these really nice stamped rocker panel replacement pieces, complete rockers. So we'll see how that goes. Cool. I didn't know you could get this for this car and it came with it. So that always helps. But yeah, this side is really not that bad. There's a little bit busting out here. And then just, I mean, I guess like the seam back section is kind of starting to go. The other thing, this part sucks. If you know anything about anything, if you know anything about NBs, I think mainly NBs had this issue because they updated the frame rails or whatever from the NA, but this is basically why the car is so cheap. I guess you can't even see it, but in here, the most common thing with NBs is this rail is like rotten because it was 2 layers, and from the factory, I guess they didn't, you know, properly, whatever, corrosion protected, so they just rot out. The strut towers, the tubs, you know, whatever, everything else is good. The frame rail from basically like this point back is like mint. Everything's good underneath. It's just that front section, which actually there's a couple companies that make like the patch panels for that because it's so common. But yeah, she's gonna wanna paint the car. I'm assuming not green again. So we're probably gonna have to end up pulling all this stuff out, painting the engine bay and stuff anyways. So it's really not that big of a deal to cut that out and put a nice metal patch in there and make it look nice, like it was never an issue. I mean, it runs, it doesn't drive because it has no drive shaft, but it does start. Yeah, it just needs some love. So honestly, I love NBs and I've always wanted one. I probably, I don't know, I wouldn't mind getting one in the future, but this is really cool. Obviously, so the suspension is way high. In the back, I think he put new struts and all the new suspension arms and stuff in the back, so it's all just really tight and it hasn't been driven, so it hasn't like settled at all. So that's why it's like you can literally birth a baby in here. But we're gonna get coilovers or something on it eventually. Honestly, it shouldn't be that much work considering we have the panels. Don't really have to make anything. You're just gonna have to cut that junk out and then start welding this stuff in. Like I said, this thing has 95,000 kilometers on it, but it was definitely not a good 95,000 kilometers. It sat for, I believe, like 10 years, which doesn't, you know, surprise me, seeing as all the rust and corrosion and stuff in here. It's just a car that sat for a really long time. So the interior is not terrible. I mean, the seats are pretty cracked up, but like the dash is good, carpet is good. The top is not terrible, but the zipper's broke on the back. So we got to kind of figure that out. Obviously, maybe not obviously, but it's a Miata. We want a hard top for it because that's what you do with a Miata. It just looks way better. And then yeah, you just never take the top off and you don't use it as a roadster at all. So if anybody has a cheap hard top, that would be awesome. Even if it's like damaged or something, I could, you know, do some repairs on it, whatever. But yeah, we're gonna be wanting a hard top for this thing because it just makes them look way better, I think. I'm excited. I mean, we don't need another project because we have so many projects going on, but this is her car. She's wanted one and she wants to do, you know, what she wants to do with it. So that's cool. I appreciate that, and we'll see what happens. We'll have to get a drive shaft for it. Fix the exhaust because it's awful. It sounds like a tractor. It's just like wide open right now, so it's terrible. So get a drive shaft, get an exhaust, and then start kind of figuring out the brake situation. Get all of that stuff working, and then I don't know if we're gonna start tearing it apart, start sanding it, I don't know, I have no idea. I definitely want to get the S15 done first, and then I have the BMW that I want to do a bunch of stuff to get that thing ready, you know, probably for next season to start trying to drift it, and I don't know, work on this in between, and she can work on it like in the background while I'm doing other stuff. So I'm excited though for her to have her own project. It's pretty cool, and yeah, she deserves it. So this is exciting. Not exactly sure there won't be any updates like crazy soon because like I said, that thing is still #1 priority. Still trying to find the clear. Still trying to get the stuff done. I'm gonna continue sanding that stuff. Hopefully I can get some clear coat within the next 2 weeks. If not, I'm just gonna have to switch to something else, which really sucks. And I don't wanna do it. That's why I'm, you know, willing to wait and hopefully they restock it and then I can get a kit. But if not, then I'm gonna have to switch something else, which sucks because it's like added stress. Like I don't know how that product is gonna react and how it sprays, right? Because I like how this stuff lays down and flows out. I kind of know what it's gonna do. Whereas you switch to a new clear, especially with a different mix ratio, it's completely different. Everything sprays differently. So we'll see what's gonna happen, but yeah, I got stuff to do, you know, in the meantime. So it's a few days later. I was just kind of waiting around to hear back from the company for the clear, but I still haven't heard anything. So I'm just gonna assume that it is still like a 2-week wait, which I guess now would be like a week. So hopefully I can get some next week and then start back on that. But like I said, the two companies, they never had a date, and then the one guy just said 2 weeks. So it could mean absolutely nothing, and I'm just banking on it. So like I said, if that happens and it's still like, you know, 2 weeks, still have nothing, then I'm just gonna have to pick up some other clear and kind of just pray and hope that it works. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm pretty pumped about this car. It should be a fun little project. Lots of work to do to it, but whatever. That's half the fun. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully in the next video, maybe I'll have an update more for the S15 and we can get some stuff going. But like I said, I am gonna paint the spoiler, and I have something coming actually this weekend on Sunday. I should be getting the parts that I bought for it that I also have to paint. So then I can paint those and the spoiler, and then basically have those things ready with the rest of the body kit and the car, and clear everything like boom, 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 get it done, put the car together, be good to go. If you guys like it, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, if you're not subscribed, maybe hit the button. Could be cool. If not, not a big deal. But we will see you in the next one.